Straya. How are you going? Are you right? You should be. What is that, Jim? Well, it's Monday, October 20, but the NBA starts in 2 days. Basically, basketball is back, and your mate Jim is pretty excited. That's right, I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios to do our final preview of the season to come. The pre-season preview stuff is coming to an end with this one. We're going to do awards, picks, power rankings, a bunch of other fun, dumb stuff. And then we'll have NBA basketball Wednesday. Your beauty! I'll explain this a little bit further once we get into the show. But we're going to have some fun things in store for you this year. I can't bloody wait. So, this is the awards prediction show. Who's going to win the MVP? Who's a Rookie of the Year? Who's the least valuable addition? Who's the bloke I most want to get a beer with this year? It's all in this show. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1308 of NBA Straya. God, that's so many. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And 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 you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack!
You better. Especially if you're watching sport on Australian TV. That bloke is everywhere on those ads. Bloody hell. Hey, before we get into today's awards, predictions, and power rankings, pre-season power rankings, all that fun stuff, basically our starting position for all the players, teams as it were. Let's start with the daily. Oh, is it a whip around, Jim? Yes, it is. Hey, a bunch of dudes got paid, which is kind of cool. You might remember Keegan Murray. There's actually going to be a bunch of these as well because tomorrow is the deadline for all the extensions, etc. for a bunch of players out there with their contracts. Kevin Durant got extended by the Houston Rockets. A 2-year, $90 million extension. Not bad. Good size. $90 million 2 years for a bloody 37-year-old though.
Crikey.
Just saying. Bit weird. The Portland Trailblazers just went out and spent a bunch of... not Paul Allen's money anymore, I guess. Jeez. They're selling that team, aren't they? You have Shaedon Sharpe with a 4-year, $90 million extension on his rookie deal, which is pretty good. Not bad. And Toumani Camara, ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. The Camaro, 4-year, $82 million deal. Not bad. Don't mind that, I guess. Camara's a weapon. So Shaedon Sharpe. This comes in sort of like, fine-ish. Basically, they could have had cap space next year, the Blazers, $30 million, but to do it, you'd have to renounce Sharpe's bird rights and all that sort of cap shenanigan. So screw it. Sharpe could be absolutely awesome this year. I'm on board with paying Shaedon Sharpe all of the money. And Toumani Camara, you know what he does? Plays defense. You know what very few other people on the Blazers do? Play defense. Now they've got Jrue Holiday. Now they've got 87 centers. Maybe that team will play some defense, which is fun. The KD one, look, that's the price of getting Kevin Durant and keeping him bloody happy so he doesn't have a sook on the internet. Yes, that's $90 million of Tillman Fertitta's money, but I don't care because that dude sucks. And also, that's about it. So we'll have a bunch more of those probably pop off. So when we jump on for Wednesday, we'll probably have a little bit more news about all that, which is good. And I guess that sort of leads me into explaining what we're going to do this year. So what the plan is we'll do NBA Straya full sort of proper shows where we're doing all the sort of usual guff, going through a bunch of the games, wrapping stuff. We're going to, similar to what we did last year, we're going to sort of speed up the wrap portion of the show. We'll sort of let the show awards. So, oh mate, no mates, all that sort of gear. The bloody NBA Straya Approved Performer of the Night, etc. Those will sort of cover a little bit of the wrapping because there's so many outlets out there now that you can sort of watch your recaps and stuff. You don't need me to do it all for you. So we're going to do that. Speed through the wraps. We'll have previews from what of what we can do. We're going to pick every single game all this year as we did last year. We picked against the spread, and I think some of the weekend games were head-to-heads, but we went at 60% correct last year, which is amazing. So we're still doing the morning videos pretty much every day, but we'll do a Sunday night NBA Straya, so it'll be there for your Monday. We'll do a Tuesday, Wednesday NBA Straya and a Thursday, Friday NBA Straya. The proper shows, right? Trying to figure out the exact timing on the Thursday night one. If we do it after those games on the Thursday, so it's set up for your Friday and that becomes a weekend preview. I think that's how it's going to roll. But then what we're going to do is like short little videos on the Tuesdays, or basically the days where there aren't full shows. So probably your Monday, probably on your Friday, just sort of filling in the gaps, right? Probably with just some daily awards if somebody goes off, if someone does something stupid, if someone sucks. So it's going to be a little bit more of a cool. There'll be probably the 3 main shows each week, and there'll be a few more short videos up on the socials, on the YouTube, on the Facey, etc. So make sure you subscribe across all the stuff. We'll still be doing the NBA Straya Dead Set Ledgers group, which is essentially if you want to buy us a coffee, shout us a beer, you can join up, hit the links in our social bios, etc. It's the old buy me a coffee. Basically, you can sign up, you get a bunch of exclusive extra stuff. I'm going to do some writing. As I said, when I introduced this entire thing, it'll literally just be a stream of conscious thought sort of stuff up there, which will be kind of fun. So check it out, subscribe, jump on the membership, and you get a bunch of exclusive, cool, fun gear. So there you go. I think 3 shows per week is what we're going to sort of aim for, but we'll still be covering everything every single day, including the Aussies. So those videos will be sort of for the big stuff and especially for the Aussies each day. There will be NBA Straya stuff every single day. Do not worry about that. It's all things NBA every day. That's what we do. So, are you excited? I'm excited. This season, after doing the Over-Under podcast, I'm just like off my head excited for this season now. I've had a bunch of fantasy drafts. We've got a bunch of NBA Straya fantasy drafts tonight as well. We'll have the Dead Set Legends League, which is the sign-up membership one. That'll be popping off tomorrow night, Tuesday night. So if you haven't signed up and become a Buy Me a Coffee NBA Straya member, you've still got a bit of time and you can join that exclusive league as well. Very fun times. So, with all that said and done, let's do some predictions. Dictions. And you know how I like to do my things, right? Oh, geez, Jim, do you like to take the award prediction-y sort of stuff and just give it your own spin? Geez, no one's ever fucking done that before, mate. Yeah, I know. But I'll give you like the nerd awards, and then I'm going to give out some of my cool guy awards. Who basically am I most stoked to watch this year? You know, that's my most valuable watching player. Because what do you do, Jim? I watch a lot of basketball and football and stuff. Yeah, cool. Who are you most stoked about watching this year? This is my fun ass legend of the year valuable player. It's a good one. This is really, really easy. My fun ass valuable player of the year is Wemby. It's obviously fucking Wemby. The dude is off his head. He's 7'40" now. He keeps growing. There's just shit from the preseason where it's like someone's driving and this giant fucking octopus like kraken arm comes in out of nowhere and swipes the ball away. And you're like, I can't even see the rest of his fucking body on the telly. That's insane. He'll be blocking the shit out of everybody. As long as Wemby stays healthy, that is just like, how do you make the Spurs sexy is have a giant, terrifying French dude who can do fucking stuff on a basketball court that no prick has ever done before. That gets a thumbs up from me. It's obviously an obvious one. Can I give you another one, though? If they can just stay fucking healthy, can I get a bit of Zion? Look, that was the first time I saw, well, I had watched Zion in person the other day, that NBA, NBL stuff. It was wild because he's not giantly tall. We sort of knew that. He's like 6'6". But skinny Zion is just a different beast. I'm kind of excited for this. If he can just stay bloody healthy, off we go. LaMelo is the third one. And all three of these are excitement machines, and I have no idea what's going to happen. They could fucking drop 40 and just like hit a bunch of threes, get 87 blocks. Wemby could have a quadruple double. LaMelo, who knows? It's going to be fun. Zion, he could just be trucking dudes. Really entertaining shit, right? Really entertaining shit. The other one is probably Ace Bailey. I have no idea what to expect out of Utah this year. I'm probably not going to watch a giant amount of Utah this year because I don't think other people are really interested in what Utah's doing this year. But Ace Bailey is going to be fucking wildly fun to watch. And the other one's obviously, it's like he and Cooper Flagg. They're just going to do crazy shit. But Dallas will have a bigger spotlight on them because they surreptitiously somehow traded away Luka Doncic and got the number one pick in the draft. We're all trying to find out how this happened. Rigged! Anyway, Riggs. Luka without LeBron's a good one. Ant-Man's obviously always a good one. And I just already mentioned him, Shaedon Sharpe. If you watch a little bit of him in preseason, he could go off his head. It could be wildly entertaining. Really, really fucking fun as well. So those are kind of like the targets that I've got this year of just like, I'm going to watch a shit ton of them. And then I think, and this comes into one of my bold predictions as well, which we'll get to as well. The Magic. The Magic in Cleveland are these two weird teams in the East that everyone sort of discounts because Cleveland got so fucking banged up in the playoffs, they end up just like rolling over. And Orlando spent all of last year basically trading out all their good players due to injury and just going, oh shit, well, we've lost Paolo. Now we've lost France. Now we've lost Suggs. And it just, they lost Mo Wagner. They just had no dudes left. It was crazy. And somehow, if they can come into this season fucking nice and healthy, they're going to be really fun and really, well, maybe not fun. A lot of their games will be defensive slogs. But with Desmond Bain on that team, going to be very interesting. Right, the actual MVP picks though. My pick for MVP is also my most fun, legendary dude I want to watch the most this year. It's Wemby. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that he could be an MVP candidate as soon as this year. That's my pick. The likely actual winner is probably Jokic. And similar to what I did last year, I think these are the 5 names that will be in the MVP conversation. I don't know what order they finish in. Last year, SGA had the greatest guard season by anyone not named Michael Jordan, essentially ever. Like outstripping Harden's fucking MVP year, Rusty's triple-double years. SGA was even better than all this sort of shit. The obvious ones, though, Jokic, I think he wins it. I think people go, right, he's got a better team around him now. As long as Denver sort of don't put the Q in the rack, I think they have to keep playing out the fucking entire schedule, though, because the West is such a dogfight this year. He could be absolutely fucking on song all season and could go and win, a 4th MVP. He's incredible, and I feel like he will probably get one more MVP out of this because that team is really fucking good. Whereas Wemby's team, I think they'll be on the rise. I don't think they're like a 50-plus win team. I think they'll come close. What did I have them? 46 wins in the over-unders. But I think Jokic wins it. My pick, though, I think Wemby is actually the MVP. He's going to be the most valuable player for that team. They're going to be unreal. Obviously, the other 3 are SGA, Luka, and Giannis in some order. SGA is going to be incredible. He's going to lead the league in scoring. Luka's going to be 2nd. Giannis will probably be 3rd. Jokic and Wemby obviously do all the other shit. But I think that's the top 5, right? Ant-Man's got a pretty good chance of cracking that. And my other one, my bold prediction is Paolo Banchero becomes an actual legitimate MVP candidate this year. And that Magic team gets real fucking scary, real fucking quick. Because they might be coming out of the East. I'm just saying. We'll get to that in bold predictions. So MVP, that's your 5. With the addition of Paolo, could crack that. Ahead of Giannis. I don't know if Giannis is going to stay healthy all year. He's got a big burden to carry. And I feel like we've sort of started seeing the slow down-ish, when those sort of nagging little injuries hit. maybe this is like the Giannis also has a couple of weird, janky, a calf, a hammy there, and like off we go. Paolo jumps from the top 5. Ant-Man, can he replicate? We'll take a big step from last year, maybe. But Luke is going to be incredible. SGA is going to be incredible. Wemby, Yoka, and away we go. Rookie of the year, Cooper Flag. Is so short priced, it's crazy. But I do love Ace Bailey's chances. The problem is that team is going to suck. Con Knipple, I think, will be really, really solid for the Charlotte Hornets. And I think they'll turn into like a bit of a sensation. People will be really excited to talk about Charlotte and watch Charlotte and then realize that Charlotte don't stop anybody and their defense is fucked and every game they play is a shootout. Here's a tip as well because, we'll do some other best bets at the end of this one. Overs for Chicago and Charlotte games. Those two teams are not stopping anybody. Brooklyn as well. Keep an eye on Igor Demon, though, for Brooklyn. He's going to have the ball a lot. It's like he, Cam Thomas, Michael Porter Jr., very little else on that team. I think he'll have a pretty interesting year. And I think we'll basically get the keys to the car there in Brooklyn. They'll probably trade Michael Porter Jr., which I'll get to in a second. And off he goes. But Dylan Harper's the other one because I think if they start off the year with De'Aaron Fox injured, where it looks like that's where we're at with the Spurs, Dylan Harper will get a little bit of a nice run. He looked really good in preseason. That'll probably continue into the actual season. So Cooper Flag, I think, wins that. It's just so hard to sort of go against him. He does everything. He could be awesome. Ace Bailey's going to score a shit ton. Con Knipple, pretty sneaky awesome. A couple of the other ones, like, I'm not really on board with, like, I don't know, Trey Johnson or Jeremiah Zero Fears. These sorts of dudes, it's a little bit too shot happy for my liking. But Dylan Harper, like that. Cooper Flag, like that. Most improved player. Just saying, if Dyson Daniels has a bit of a run at his Defensive Player of the Year again, and if that three-point shot keeps dropping, but I think there's just going to be so many other mouths to feed on Atlanta this year. He doesn't really get much of a look in a Most Improved Player. But I was saying Booz Ellis. I think he wins Most Improved Player. I think he takes a big jump this year. So basically he, Shaden Sharp, and Jalen Johnson are my 3 picks for Most Improved Player. Amen Thompson is like, I think, the top of the odds there. It feels like he's already improved and he's really, really good. This might be the super duper star jump out. I'm playing next to Kevin Durant. We're 2 awesome weapons. I'm handling the ball a little bit more. Maybe that's the sort of look there for Amen Thompson. Maybe. But yeah. Donovan Clingan's another one, I think. The big fellas don't tend to win this award too much, but if Shaden Sharp just has a really big breakout year, just saying. Jalen Johnson was well on his way to winning this award last year, then got injured, so I'm just saying he's right there. And Booz Ellis, he's going to be like the sort of sexy name out there, so I think it's Booz Ellis, Jalen Johnson, Shaden Sharp as my top 3. Defensive Player of the... It's Wemby. He's going to block like 4 shots a game. A steal or 2. As much as I love Dyson Daniels, and he should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year, it's going to be really fucking hard if Wemby is healthy for the vast majority of the season for Dyson to win this. I have Wemby, Dyson, Mobley as your 3 finalists for Defensive Player of the Year. Mobley's awesome. He does like so much of the sort of spectacular work for that Cleveland defense next to Jared Allen. He is afforded the leisure, though, of having Jared Allen next to him. Dyson Daniels has got fucking Trae Young next to him. Who do you think's doing more work defensively? Just saying. 6th Man of the Year. Easy one for me. Pritch better have my money. I don't know how Pritchard's sort of not listed here. It's because he might... Look, it doesn't feel like anyone knows exactly what's going to be happening with the Celtics this year. Whether or not Pritchard's starting, whether or not Anthony Penny-Simons is starting. I assume Simons would be starting. Pritch keeps coming off the bench. I think Pritchard could average like 19, 20 points off the bench this year. He's going to go off his... We'll talk about this in the bold predictions. There's going to be a lot of threes being shot in Boston. Just saying. Jaylen Brown's an interesting one for scoring leader, but I just don't know if he's going to be quite efficient enough to get there. But 6th Man of the Year. So Peyton Pritchard, Josh Hart is an interesting one. Just all depends, obviously, on Mitch Robinson's health, how that sort of works, how Mike Brown wants to use Josh Hart coming in off the bench. because he's also got Jeremy Clarkson, who I always think is a pretty handy look for your, sixth man of the year. Now he's in New York. Josh Hart, Jeremy Clarkson, Yabu, who knows? It's going to be pretty crazy. They might all cancel each other out, though. Naz Reid, always a good one in Minnesota. Malik Monk, just a strange situation just overall there in Sacramento, though. So I just don't want to... I can't, get behind Malik Monk's candidacy because he might get traded tomorrow. Who knows? So, Coach of the Year. I've already said that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win 70 games, so let's give that to Mark Daigneault or Jamal Mosley. I think Orlando are going to be unreal. And Mike Brown, if he keeps this New York Knicks team sort of pointed on the up, he could easily win a Coach of the Year, which would then mean he'd probably get fired again. That's what Mike Brown does. He goes somewhere, wins Coach of the Year, and within a couple of years, he's fired. Clutch Player of the Year. Let's give this one to. So SGA ought to be the Clutch Player of the Year, but I don't think they're going to play in enough close games for him to quite literally have the clutch statistics that make this award so fucking stupid, where you can just go, well, he hit the most clutch shots. He's probably the clutchest player of the year. How about Steph? I think the Golden State Warriors, I talked this out on the West Over-Unders show. I'm not wildly sold, despite their fast finish to last year, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, Steph, Al Horford. I think the Warriors will be in a bunch of fucking scrappy-ass games all year. And I feel like Steph will just give us a nice reminder that he is an all-time great and be hitting like crazy fucking shots left, right, and center. As, teams have to actually pay attention to what Jimmy Butler's doing late in games. I think Steph feeds off that. Luka's another one as well. I don't think the Lakers will be that great. Luka's going to hit a lot of fancy, big, long fucking threes. He's also going to miss a bunch of them. Just saying, keep an eye on that. But if he's skinny Luka, who knows? He might have more legs under him at the end of games. Donovan Mitchell. Cavs, I'm really, really big on the Cavs, but without Darius Garland to start the year, without Maxey Strus, there's going to be a couple of weird, janky moments, I think, for Donovan Mitchell, but it probably means that the first month of the season, he'll be going off his head. So he could hit a lot of clutch shots this year. And Jalen Brunson, always a good look for clutch player of the year because that's what he does. So there's the what Curry, Luka, Donnie, Jalen Brunson, SGA. But SGA probably doesn't play enough clutch games to win Clutch Player of the Year. All right, how about who actually leads the league in just some statistical categories?
What was that? What the hell was that?
What the hell was that? How about points? That'll be SGA again, I reckon. Assists, that'll be Trae Young. Rebounds, if the Souvlaki King, Domantas Sabonis comes back healthy, he's got a grade 1 hammy strain, so he's out for at least the first week of the season, but he's unreal when it comes to just winning rebounding titles. Wemby will come close. I think Jokic will come close as well. But I'll give that to Suva. Blocks, that's obviously Wemby. Steals, that'll be Dyson Daniels. And, I don't know, turnovers, let's give that to LaMelo. Sneaky Best Addition to Your Team award that I just made up. Cam Johnson. It's not that sneaky, but I think he's so much fucking better for that team than Michael Porter Jr. And just, in terms of just I don't know, is it good to have on your team a bloke that everyone hates or a bloke that no one hates? I would argue, and call me crazy, the bloke that no one hates is probably better for your team. Look, sometimes it's good just to have that fucking point of emphasis dickhead where you can all band together about how much of a fuckwit you think he is. This happens at work all the time, right? You have those dudes, you're like, that dude just fucking sucks. We hate him. He's just the worst. We all knew who that was in my office. And off we go. And so you then get to this point where you go, well, but Cam Johnson's really nice. And everyone loves it. And he just shuts the fuck up. He doesn't do weird shit. We will actually invite him to team dinners. Seriously, the funniest thing to come out of last season was the fact that Michael Porter Jr. found out there was a team-only meeting, players-only meeting. They all went out for dinner without him. Incredible gift. But Cam Johnson's going to be huge. Desmond Bain for a team that can't shoot threes. Guess what he can do? Shoot threes. He's going to be massive. The Extreme Zingamil.
Extreme Zingamil.
None of these are sneaky, Jim. Tyus Jones. That is sneaky. But Jim, you always say that people get super excited about getting Tyus Jones and then you can't really play him in the playoffs. That's true. But goddamn, he's going to help organize that Orlando team. You've got Anthony Black as well. in your backcourt, off your bench. That's just a nice little handy organizer for your Magic men. Ice Cole Anthony, flip side, for Milwaukee. That's a team that just needs someone who can fucking light it up off the bench. Boom. Ice Cole can do that. The other one that I really, 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 really like, that everyone just fucking forgets, he's a tall cocktail, John Collins. Where is he playing? Do you know? That's how he's on the Clippers. He spent all of his years in purgatory in the Utah Jazz. Now he's on the Clippers, and as I said on the the West over-unders, they're so fucking old, and they're the Clippers. Like, the worst possible thing that could happen will happen. John Collins hopefully just gets to play a shit ton. He's another idea that I don't mind for sixth man of the year, right? He could play a lot and be awesome. We'll see what happens. The most useless addition to your team, that would be Russell Westbrook to the Sacramento Kings. What are you meant to do with Russell Westbrook on the Kings? You've got Dennis Schroeder, I am German Toronto. But what are you going to do? Play Rusty next to DeMar DeRozan and Suvlak? None of those can shoot fucking threes. What are we doing here? The Kings are the dumbest fucking franchise in the NBA. It just rocks for brains. It is amazing to me that they went, you know what will fix us? Russell Westbrook. You know what we don't need? Tyrese Halliburton, Davion Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox for some reason. Oh, he's going to be sad, so we better trade him for like a bucket of fucking chips because we're idiots. The dumbest franchise in the NBA, bar none. Brad Beal, I think he's a pretty useless addition to the LA Clippers. Watch him get super sad super fucking quick. He's like, but Harden's here, my good friend, and Chris Paul and Kawhi, and why am I the third or fourth option? It's like, because you just listed players who are better than you, Bradley. You dummy. And Michael Porter Jr., he's not a wildly useless addition to the Brooklyn Nets for the simple fact that, like, if he can stay healthy, he's going to put up numbers, which leads us to who will be the first big name traded this year, Jim? Well, that'll be Larry Markkinen from the Utah Jazz, because they have, I don't know, maybe a duty to just go, hey, Larry, we're real fucking sorry about all this losing and how shit we are, but Ace Bailey is awesome, and you might net us a couple more first rounders, and as I'm Danny Ainge, that's what I love to do. So see ya. And off Larry goes, probably to Detroit or somewhere. Number 2, Michael Porter Jr. He is gone. Right? If they can extract any more value out of like that one asset where they've flipped Cam Johnson for Michael Porter Jr. and a first from Denver, if they can get another first for Michael Porter Jr., if he can just put up just stupid fucking numbers in the first month or two of the season, it'll be see you later, Michael Porter Jr. You can take all your podcast guests with you fucking weirdo. And number 3, how about Zach LaVine? Do you reckon he deserves to be, or maybe DeMar? I feel like just something's got to give on that weird fucked Sacramento team. Jeremy Grant is another one, but I feel like there's Portland seemingly in locking up this young core, but also having like the adults in the room like Jrue Holiday, maybe Jeremy Grant, kind of helps out a little bit. So I don't know if he gets traded. How about the player I would most like to have a beer with this season? This is the Patty Mills appreciation thread, as per usual. The award it ought to be the Patty Mills Game Day Jimmy Let's Get a Beer Baller Award. But this year, with Patty Mills not in the NBA right now, and I don't think he will be, it's Jinglin' Joe Ingles, who was hilariously locking up Ant-Man in practice during training camp, and let everybody know about it because he's a funny motherfucker. And also, I feel like Jingles just needs to have a couple of tins with folks. Renee, so his wife, Renee Ingles, the lovely Renee Ingles, had a big post about how like she's still in Orlando with their family, where all the kids are at school and shit. So, and how tough it is that Joe's out there getting paid handsomely to be the 15th man on the bench for the Wolves. But that's crazy, right? So I feel like you can just sort of sit down with Jingles and have a bit of a chat and just, a bit of a chin wag, and I think he kind of needs that. Number 2, just because, I don't know, Michael Finley and fucking Nico Harrison aren't breathing down his neck all the time. How about Luka? Just get a beer with him and go, dude, how fucked was that? He just like, yes, he's fucked. Glug, glug, glug. Zion. I just want to hear some stories from Zion. I'll tell you. Just chaos. Just get some tins with Zion. couple of belts under his belt, and who knows what he'd fucking be spewing up. Messaging porn stars, who knows what'd be going on. Another really good dude to get a beer with, I think, this year. It'd obviously be Jokic. That's always fun. But how about someone I feel like, a little bit more, not Michael Porter Jr. I can't do that. Just can't do it. I feel like someone like Bogdan Bogdanovic would be really fun. Like if you've watched the Netflix series about the the road to gold, blah blah blah, when they go to Paris, the Olympics, and the Serbian team is just fucking crazy. Bogdan, legend, seems very cool. Just want to hear some of his stories from behind the Clippers. Yeah. All right, 5 bold predictions after all of that. LeBron James finishes the season on
Cleveland!
Prove me wrong. Just kind of feel like he's just going to go, yeah, I don't need to be in LA. I'm going to go win a title and play in the East again. It's a lot easier. This is Luca's team. I'm sad and angry that it's not all about me. That's a good one. I like that. Paolo Banchero jumps into the top 5 of the MVP conversation, and your Orlando Magic win 55 games and the East. Uh-oh. I think their defense is going to be awesome. I don't know if the shooting will get there, but I'm just saying. That's a bold prediction. The Thunder win 70 games. I've already said that on yesterday's show, so that's kind of an honorable mention, but I think they win 70 games. Boston, without Jason Tatum, shoots 63s a game and still finish in the top 4 of the East because Jaylen Brown becomes like a top 3 scorer in the NBA out of nowhere and is absolutely launching him with aplomb next to just, the mosquito fleet of Derek White, Anthony Penny-Simons, and Peyton Pritchard. What do you reckon? Don't mind that. How about Josh Giddey becoming close to averaging a triple-double and the Bulls will still be 500? That's not a bold prediction, Jim. That's just reality. What are you doing? Yeah, I know. He can go 16, 10, and 10. Let's go, Gids. Giddy up. I think he'll be amazing for Buzelis. I think he'll be awesome for Kobe White. As long as he can keep hitting his threes and opening up the floor a little bit for everybody, Gids could have a great, great year. That could be your most improved player if he actually makes it stick for the entire season and is suddenly at an 18, 10, and 10. Superstar level shit. Just saying, keep an eye on that one. And how about this one? After a 12-32 start, Doc Rivers gets fired by the Bucks, and they replace him with Giannis's older, fatter brother. What's his name? Like fucking Freddie or some shit? What is Thanasis, Alexis? I gotta look this up. What are all the Giannis's brothers called? Giannis brothers. There we go. Thanasis, Costas, Alex, Francis. Oh, Frankie Antetokounmpo. He could be the coach. He's like a soccer player or some shit, isn't he? The older, fatter one. Shorter. That's awesome. The 5 players NBA hipsters are going to love this year. I want to say these names to sound smarter than you. Amen Thompson, Brandon Miller, Andrew Nemhard, Cam Johnson, Ace Bailey. Yeah, that tracks. And before we wrap this up, let's do the power rankings. Before the season starts, we're starting at the bottom. That is number 30, Utah. 29, that is Brooklyn. Brutal. 28, we've got Washington, because there's a bit of talent in that team now. A lot more than on Brooklyn and Utah, I reckon. Sacramento at 27, bin fire, incoming. No Suva, they're cooked. Phoenix, I hate that team. It looks so bad. They're so gross. Miami at 25. That team just makes no sense. No hero for ages. It's a lot of Norm and Bam. But geez, Charlotte at 24, I kind of think they're fun. Philly at 23. But with Embiid actually playing, Paul George is going to miss the first couple of games. But don't know. They're at 23 for me. New Orleans 22. Sure. Just stay healthy. We'll see what happens. 21, that's Portland. I think they're pretty solid. Might take a bit to get into the season. 20 is Chicago. 19, Indy. That sounds about right. Indy got that shit to them, but they lost their, 1 and 5 for this entire season. Milwaukee at 18, Boston at 17, at least to start the season. I think they'll take a little bit of time to sort of warm into it as well. Memphis at 16, stay healthy, Jaren Triple J. 15, Toronto, my surprise pack of the season. Detroit, 14, Golden State, 13, 12, the Clippers, 11, the Lakers, 10, Atlanta. I think they're going to be super awesome, solid. 9, San Antonio. Dallas at 8. Orlando at 7 for the minute. Houston at 6. Could probably swap Orlando up on top of them. Minnesota at 5. The Knickerbockers of New York City at 4. Cleveland at 3. Denver at 2. And Oklahoma City at 1. And there you go. All right, so with a bunch of the picks and the awards and all that sort of stuff done, how about just a couple of interesting looks that I kind of dig? I mean, we'll start with some division winners, right? Let's start in the NBA Atlantic Division. I think the Knicks absolutely smashed that one out of the park. That's the pick there. In terms of the Central Division, Cleveland, that's right. We're going Cleveland.
Cleveland!
Pretty easily too. The Southeast Division, Orlando or Atlanta? I believe in Orlando. We're going Orlando. The Northwest, OKC. Hell yeah, they're the favorite too. The Pacific, let's go Golden State. I don't believe, but I think the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Warriors are all right there. And then the Southwest, Houston's the rampaging favorite there. Spurs not a bad shout. Just bloody saying. Some other fun ones that I don't mind for your look ahead. Obviously, to lead the league in scoring, SGA, that feels real like value because there's a couple of these ones where you're like, hang on a second. That's actually, I think he's at $2.65 at the moment. Love that. Luca might give it a shout too at $5.20, but anyway, SGA. Some other ones that we don't mind. How about Derek White to average 22 plus points a game? The absence of Tatum, no Jrue Holiday. I think he's going to launch 1 million shots. I think he's going to hit a lot of them. That's at $4.50. Love that one for Derek White. Paolo Banchero to average over 26 points a game. I think Desmond Bane opens things up for him a lot. He and Franz also sort of just bump it up. I think Paolo takes a bit of a jump. Jaylen Brown to average over 28 points a game. I love this. $3.10. I think JB gets a chance just to be the dude on a really good team that's going to launch 1 million shots. Again, we talked about the overs in individual games for some teams this year. Boston will be one of them as well. You could probably just go the Boston team over and you'd be laughing. Jaylen Brown, $3.10 to average 28 plus points a game. Josh Giddey to average 8 rebounds a game. That's $1.40. That's a nice one. I think that's pretty safe. Victor Wembanyama. Do you reckon he can get to 12 rebounds a game? Can Wemby? That's an interesting one, right? The Wembanyama, rebounding numbers because he's shooting so many threes. He is away from the basket. I don't know. It's a bit of an interesting one when it comes to the Wemby and his rebounding numbers, but he's also at what's that? $2.50 to average 12 plus. He was at 11 last year. Don't mind it. Don't mind that one at all. Giannis Antetokounmpo, average over 6 assists a game. Feel like that one's a pretty good one. Wemby to have a quadruple double in any game this year. Yes, mate. $15. Wemby to have a 5x5. That's at $2.88. That's pretty crazy. Cooper Flag to have 2 triple doubles in the season, $4.50. Love that one as well. Rebounds leader, as I said, the Suvlaki King right there. Jokic, if Suva has a bit of a hammy problem, Jokic has a really good look too. The title odds, and I guess my pick really to make it to the finals, I think we get a Denver OKC Western Conference Finals. I actually really, really, really like Denver's chances to knock off OKC in the playoffs. There's something about the way that team's built, full of veteran know-how and size. Give me Denver in the NBA Finals. I said one of the bold predictions is Orlando can make it. I think Orlando can make it. I also reckon the Knicks might have the wherewithal and, let's say, the support of the NBA to make it to an NBA Finals again. But I kind of feel like Jokic, if he can make it through this year, win another MVP, go to another Finals with a much deeper team around him for this regular season, where if he skips a game or if Jamal Murray's missing a game, it doesn't all just fall apart. That's huge. And I think about like the way that OKC clearly matches up very nicely with Denver. That's good. Denver, just get into a slugfest with him in the playoffs. I'm going to go with Jokic. Just saying. So I think I went into this season going, look, no one's going to beat OKC. They're going back to back to back to back. They're going to win all the top. Nah. Might have overthought it. I'm going to go Denver, Knicks, but I think we're going to get a Knicks, Orlando, Eastern Conference Finals, OKC, Denver, Western Conference Finals. I really like Orlando. I just don't know if like the three-point shooting is enough to get them over the hump through a playoff series and into a final. So I think this might be, as much as I love that bold prediction, I think the Magic sort of have their run, get through to the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Knicks, having just been there, get by them. Fascinating setup though, isn't it? So yeah, there you go. I think that's it. That's my prediction. Denver over the Knicks. I think Jokic does too much for the Knickerbockers to deal with. It'd be chaos. It'd be crazy. That sounds like a really fun finals matchup in 9 months' time. We've got a long season ahead of us, and there's a bunch of predictions for you. As for Wednesday's opening games for the NBA season, that's right, the season openers, we've got Houston at OKC and Warriors at Lakers. A really fun pair of games that are all Western Conference games. What are we doing? How is the NBA not scheduling like Knicks versus somebody on the opening day? Knicks Cavs, I don't care. Just get your heads out your ass, sort it out. The vice president of common fucking sense is right here. And you know what they do? They go, Jim, how should we open this season? I'm like, well, give me the reigning champion Oklahoma City Thunder up against Kevin Durant. Laughing. Maybe, Luka Warriors would be pretty fun. Or we could also just somehow showcase the entire other half of the fucking NBA. What are you doing, you idiots? Ridiculous. Give me Cavs Knicks. Let's do it. But anyway, we've got Houston at OKC. The Thunder are 7.5-point favorites. I do kind of think Orlando will give them, I think Houston will give them a bit of a run for their money, but I think OKC, title defense, raising the banner, I think they're super deep and super good. I think they can cover that one. I think they'll just flex a little bit. And Houston, I sort of mentioned on the West over-unders, there'll be a few teething issues, I think, as they sort of figure everything out on the fly. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be good. But I'm going to take OKC in game one. And then Warriors-Lakers. Really fun one. Steph, Draymond, Jimmy Butler up against just Luka. And a bunch of his compadres. I'm going to go the Warriors. They're -1.5. Luka's going to be awesome. The roster around him stinks at the moment, right? Without LeBron, it's like, hey, here's a lot of Rui. It's like, okay, sure. They need more size. They need more wing defense. I'm going to go the Warriors -1.5 for your opening day. So there you go. Thunder and Warriors for Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday to wrap up those games as well. We'll have a little video out tomorrow as well, I reckon. We'll do power rankings. We're going to do those bold predictions. We're going to, clean it all up and check it all out. So there you go. That is it. The season is basically here. I've just done 2 game previews. That is awesome. Also, obviously, keep an eye out for the morning videos each day where we have basically our best picks of the day, that sort of stuff. Quick little preview of the day ahead. And then obviously, as I said at the top, right, we'll do 3 shows a week at the moment. And then we'll probably intersperse the days that we're not doing shows with quick 5-10 minute videos that'll be across the socials. So jump on the YouTube, jump on the Facey, jump on the TikTok, all that good stuff. Make sure you're following NBA Straya across all of the socials. Come on, what are you doing? We're going to cover all the Aussie stuff as much as we can. We're going to go pretty hard this year, so check it all out. It's going to be really fun. And of course, you can follow all of our vibes over at Dabble. Use the code NBA Straya. The link is in the show description or in the social bios. And of course, you can buy us a coffee, which gets you into our Dead Set Legends Fantasy League, which is going to be fun and drafting on Tuesday night. So keep an eye out for that. Jump on there. The Buy Me a Coffee link is on the bios of the socials as well. Fun times. What else do we got? Check out NFL Straya with myself and Gaz. All of the NBA Supercoach stuff will be going up on Jim Does Supercoach. Exciting times there. There is a new league as well that we've opened up for more head-to-head gear. Let me just bring up the league code for you if you want to jump in and have a crack at a bit of NBA Supercoach. Leagues, It is called the NBA Straya Legends League. It is 630369. That's the code for that one. It's going to be rad. Check us a rating, review on your podcast app on YouTube. Jump in the comments, say g'day, rate, review, star, subscribe, all that gear. You know what to do. It's 2025. What are you doing? Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They rule, so do. House Hats, Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinated Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sex Shadow, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. They all rule. NBA Straya supports Australian bands. Go check them out on Spotify, Apple Music, all that sort of stuff. All right, so let us know what you reckon about this approach to the season. Sing out, say g'day. Jump in the Buy Me a Coffee. Join the Dead Set Legends Club. You can jump into that fantasy league as well if you do so. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great year. I'm super stoked. Can't bloody wait. Let's do it. All right. This is NBA Straya saying, I'm going to catch you on Wednesday for the start of the NBA season, you dickheads. How good's this? Look after yourselves, would ya? And later, hosen. G'day legends, your mate Jim from NBA Straya here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Straya. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in yeah, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old dabble, use that code NBAStraya, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBAStraya, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?